right, welcome. Today we're going to be reacting to a few different testimonies. These are probably some videos that we're going to be using in the Kickstarter campaign that's upcoming, and I'll just jump right into it here. First one.
Hi, this is Gustav from Sweden, and I thought I'd share a bit of my journey with the CharaChorder One. So a few months back I was struggling with my wrists hurting, and that was due to me working quite long hours at my traditional keyboard, and that's when I stumbled upon the CharaChorder One. This was my keyboard at the time, and as you can see it's quite different from how the CharaChorder One looks like, but it was actually exactly what I needed. When I found the CharaChorder One, it was quite daunting to think about learning something that different from what I was used to. But I noticed after a while a big difference both in my comfort of working but also in my speed. I'm now at about 45 words per minute, but more importantly all my wrist pain is gone. So I would say that the CharaChorder has made a huge difference both for my work but also for my health.
So that's something that we don't talk about enough, I think, at CharaChorder, is the ergonomic benefits of it. And I guess that's because as a team of very technically minded people, we are very objective about when we state something, and it's very easy to measure words per minute. It's very easy to measure typing speed and efficiency, but there's so much more that goes on, and a lot of people do use CharaChorder just for the comfort. And to hear from people like this that it removed their wrist pain is one of my favorite things to hear about customers, because as great as, you know, typing really fast is, as cool as that is, the fact that it can help somebody's health and can allow them to work more comfortably and work more often, or play or just, you know, use their computer for longer periods of time without having to take breaks and without having to compromise their health, that's huge.
I initially saw the CharaChorder as a challenge but also a long-term investment in my productivity.
Yep.
It's lived up to that and more, and I believe as we are going into this digital era, tools like this is going to be more and more important. When I first showed the CharaChorder to my mom, she looked at me like I had gone mad. But then when I showed her how it works, and I also told her that my wrist pain was gone, of course she understood how important that was for me, since I'm using it all day long pretty much. So I would say if you're on the fence about buying a CharaChorder, you can think of it not just as a keyboard but also as a step towards being more efficient, and maybe also something that will help your own health. Thanks for listening, and I hope you have an easier time of making a decision.
That was great. I love how the whole thing is a single take. It's very authentic. If you look back, you can actually see it seems like he's tried a bunch of other ergonomic keyboards. This looks like, was it Microsoft? I'm not sure. I probably shouldn't say brand names. But there's a lot of people that have tried all kinds of ergonomic keyboards that don't help them. The reason why I think that CharaChorder is better than other ergonomic keyboards is because most ergonomic keyboards are simply making the keys in a more organic shape that's meant to match your fingers. But with a CharaChorder, you are also changing the muscles that you're using. So most carpal tunnel syndrome comes from repetitive strain injury, where you have lots of tiny little muscles in going through a very small bottleneck. And whether you're using a normal QWERTY keyboard or an ergonomic keyboard, you're still doing the same motion. Whether you've reduced your finger travel to some extent. It's still the flexion muscle of your finger that is pressing down on that key. And whenever you're, the average person I think I've read their fingers will travel 16 miles a day when using a keyboard. And as you're moving your hands around and you're using that same muscle over and over again, pressing different buttons, then more repetition equals more repetitive strain. But with CharaChorder, because you have multiple directions, you're using your flexion, you're using your abduction, your adduction, which is side to side, like this, and then you also are using your extension muscles to press things. So that's why I believe that CharaChorder is so much better for your hand health, because it reduces the amount of repetition. And I've never used CharaChorder for a time where my hands or fingers hurt afterwards. So I hope that I would love to see an actual university or medical academic peer-reviewed study on CharaChorder ergonomic health compared to other keyboards. That's not something that we've been able to do yet, but if you are watching this and that's an area of your expertise or something that you're studying, please feel free to reach out, and we'd love to help you accomplish that and get some real data outside of just this qualitative data, which is also great. Next up, we're going to do dev experience.
My name is Brandon, and I can type at the speed of thought, and it's all thanks to CharaChorder. When I saw CharaChorder users hitting 250 words per minute, I couldn't believe it. I had to try it for myself. So I ordered one, and I'm happy to say that within 3 weeks, I hit speeds of a professional typist. And now after 1 year of use, I've also hit the 250 word per minute mark. There's nothing like the feeling of words flying onto the computer at the same speed that you can think of. As a software engineer, it's crucial that I'm as efficient as possible with my keyboard. The second reason why I would recommend the CharaChorder to anybody.
Before we go to the second reason, it seems like the first half is mostly focused on efficiency. And I saw the video of I don't know if I don't want to dox him. Did he say his name in this or not? I do know his name, but Dev Experience had put reached 250 words per minute, and he posted a TikTok on it that I reposted to help boost. And it's really amazing, just the fact that he was able to reach the 70 words per minute professional typist speed after a few months, and then after a year of consistent work, you can reach 250 is absolutely amazing. Most people, when they see the videos typing really fast, that's one of the number one questions that we get. How long does it take to learn? I would say that a year to reach 250 is probably on the quicker side. Most people, I think, will take longer than a year, but if you're very consistent, it is certainly possible, and he's not the first person to reach those speeds within a year. But yes, the average person is able to pass average QWERTY speed, which is 40 words per minute, within 1 month of using a CharaChorder. I believe that using a CharaChorder is actually easier to learn than a QWERTY keyboard, because your fingers, the muscle memory is always an immutable constant, and the spatial relativity of your fingertips to the keys never changes. Whereas on a QWERTY keyboard, with your fingers flying all over the place, you can be hitting the same letter but coming from a different direction. So the muscle memory is slightly different with every single word that you type, or the same letter can have different muscle memories depending on where it exists within a word, and what letters are coming before and after that.
And then the CharaChorder to anybody is the ergonomics of it. It molds directly to my normal resting hand position, meaning there's no pain in my wrists whatsoever. I've got very weak wrists, and so I've tried lots of different keyboards to try and mitigate this. And even after finding other ergonomic solutions, CharaChorder blows it out of the water. The third and final reason.
Once again, another user who has tried several different types of ergonomic keyboards before, and nothing that they've ever done has worked until they tried CharaChorder. Once again, I think that goes back to utilizing more muscles in your fingers rather than repetitively using the same ones over and over again. So that's great. Speed and ergonomics.
Taking a CharaChorder is that it's fun. Even from the get-go, you kind of feel like you're learning to play a video game for the first time. Just learning all the letters, figuring out how to create chords, and ultimately just creating a better experience. I'm a CharaChorder user, and I will never be going back to QWERTY.
Absolutely, yes. I could never go back to QWERTY either. That's one that I think we don't talk about enough is that it's fun to learn. We have some sites that can help you to learn, but it's compatible with any typing sites. So there's a lot of games out there that make it fun too. But it is important when you go into learning, for CharaChorder One at least, to look at it as a challenge. It's not like you're sort of rewiring your brain. If you've been using a QWERTY keyboard for 40 years, then it's going to be really tough to go back to typing one at a time. Oh, hold on, we have a comment here. For the purpose of reviewing these review videos you're watching are very low in the replayer. Volume is not the same as the volume we hear. I tried to tweak that before. I'm new to streaming. So I'll go back and look at it, and we'll make adjustments for the next one. But thank you for that comment. Yeah, as I was saying, I think that it is important, especially for people that have been using QWERTY keyboards for their whole lives, to know that you're rewiring your brain. It's not going to be something that you just pick up and are going to be typing at the same speed immediately, but most people are able to reach very reasonably productive speeds, above average typing speeds, within just a month of use. So yeah, it's fun, and it's one of those things that once you learn it, it's pretty much impossible to go back. It's sort of like asking somebody to trade their car in for a horse and carriage. Andrew Moore just joined. 4 a.m. Nice, Riley. Yeah, I know, it's really late. Back tomorrow to watch from the beginning. Awesome. I took a break from the CharaChorder when I switched careers, but seeing this reminded me of how fun it was. I'm going to pick it up again this weekend. Awesome. Good to hear from you, Andrew. Okay, and next up we have this one here. Okay.
Hello, non-native English speaker here. Please bear with my accent. I use CharaChorder One to improve my language disability. In the past, I was using a standard keyboard before I discovered CharaChorder One to look up words like this or this.
Characteristic.
Or this. Now to this.
Hostile.
ずっと。
ずっと
Biarrêtement. Étymologie. Composé de biarrêt plume.
As you can see how efficient it is on a CharaChorder One keyboard, even when you compare it against a layout like
Dvorak,
or
Colmac.
none of them come close to CC1 capabilities. Those
So I love that we're getting some representation in these videos from, I'm going to rewind a little bit. I can't remember what type of disability that he said he had.
I use CharaChorder One to improve my language disability.
So a language disability. I'm not sure what disability he has, but there's a lot of different types of disabilities that CharaChorder can help with. We've had people that are anything from a physical disability, like they're missing a limb, so they use the ambidextrous throwover feature. We've had people that are dyslexic, like learning disabilities, that have found it easier to type by pressing many letters simultaneously. You don't have to worry about spelling when you're recording. We've had the voice box, our open source project that allows people that are nonverbal to be able to speak. So definitely check out those videos if you haven't already. But this was one of the original inspirations for CharaChorder, was to help people with disabilities. So every time I see a video like this, I absolutely love it. And if you're somebody with a disability looking for CharaChorder as a potential solution for you, we have a dedicated channel for that on our Discord, so go definitely check that out. Or feel free to DM me, and I'll see whatever I can do to help. I think we were at 119. We'll watch him throw that keyboard in the trash again. That was awesome.
capabilities. Those layouts are only good for typing English words in terms of efficiency, but what about for non-English use? This is where CC1 shines in our categories. Using CharaChorder One is a breath of fresh air for someone who's been typing on a standard keyboard for decades. Sure, there are ergonomic keyboards out there, but most of them are overrated and not unique, or they did change the design slightly. From there, it's mostly recycled ideas, and it's a never-ending cycle this day. In conclusion, would I recommend the CharaChorder One keyboard? Yes, if only you up for the challenge. As the saying goes, you either evolve or get behind. Thank you.
I love it. So this is 3 for 3. All 3 of these testimonies were users that have tried other ergonomic keyboards and say they're overrated or they didn't solve their problem, but CharaChorder did. So that's great to see that repetition there, repetitive themes. And the other thing, in addition to this person, this reviewer being representative of disability demographic, this person is also a non-native English speaker, which is something we've done a lot of work at CharaChorder, because our mission is to get the whole world typing at the speed of thought, not to just get English speakers typing at the speed of thought. And for anybody else who's a CharaChorder user out there watching this that wants to make a video for us to use on our Kickstarter, please do that, and we'll make sure to maybe we'll do another reaction video when we get some more in. So that's all. You guys have a wonderful day, and I'll try and figure out the streaming thing a little bit more. This was fun, and I'll be wanting to do this more. All right, all the best.